Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk just really quickly about something that I've been thinking about for a while and I just haven't made a video about it, and I'm just gonna do it right now. And that is about choosing to use the first grade fairy tales or the Wise Enchanter. So this is what the fairy tales look like. This is an older copy. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, I use older Oak Meadow. This is a 2005 right here, but as far as I know, they haven't changed since they stopped using the Grimm fairy tales like a long time ago. And then this is The Wise Enchanter by Shelley Davidrow, right there.
Can I have a Mother Loaded Sims?
In a little bit you can, yeah.
Okay.
And so this is just a little booklet here that I think it was like $12 on Amazon. You could probably get it even cheaper on eBay. If you have your educator card at Barnes & Noble, you might even be able to get it cheaper there. So I wanted to do a little comparison here because a lot of people, they love the fairy tales. A lot of people hate the fairy tales. A lot of people love using this. And I haven't really heard a lot of negative about this, but it's really a substitution, right? So usually if people use this, it's because they didn't like this. I do know a few people who go straight old school or whatever and use the Grimm fairy tales and don't even use these, but to each their own, right? We have tons of fairy tale books, and I read from all of them. So we've read all different variations of all the tales as they've been retold, but this is for first grade Oak Meadow. So what I wanted to say was this. We did this with my oldest daughter, who's doing Oak Meadow 4 now, and I went through this for the first time, and there were a lot of stories that I did not like. And I remember, and if you can go back, you can probably see it was one of my first curriculum review videos about first grade Oak Meadow that I probably did not say that I liked it very much. There were some that I skipped. There were some that I substituted just with random stories that I found online, or I just chose another one for that letter. But there were ones that I read, and after I read it, I was like, ugh, I don't really like this. Now, did my daughter say, I don't like this? No. She didn't out loud say like, oh, I don't like this story, Mom. It was me. I didn't like them. So I knew that when my other daughter went to first grade, I wanted to have this as an option. I didn't exactly know what it was going to be like because I hadn't seen like what it looked like on the inside completely, but I knew that it was an option. So I bought this. Okay. So what we did last year for my first, she's second grader now, but what we did with her first grade was I went ahead and I read through this again with all of the letters. Did the same thing where you focus on, I think it's 2 letters a week, and you read the story at night and then you talk about it the next day and you do a drawing in your MLB about it. We did this. And then when we were finished with this, I read this as a nighttime story. And we do all of our nighttime stories together. So all 4 of my children hear all of the stories that I read at night. I don't try to segregate them. That would be too hard with so many children to be like, you get the 4th grade bedtime story, you get the 2nd grade bedtime story, you get the kid. No, I pick something that one of the children needs to hear, and we all listen to it. We all read it all the way through. So we do a lot of nighttime reading at our house. We probably read for at least 30 minutes at the minimum, like every time we read at night, because I get a lot of material done. We read a lot at night all together. So this is what we read after this, and I liked it. It was nice. It was a good story, but I'm glad that I read this first. And I can't even believe I'm saying it, but guys, how old is I? The 28 or 29-year-old me who read this with her first grader is not the 32-year-old. I had to think about how old I was here for a second. Not the 32-year-old that read this with her second grader. I liked it better the second time around. I read all of these and I kept thinking to myself, what was it that I didn't like? What was it that was weird to me? What seemed off to me? Because I liked it all. And it made me think that when I go through it again at maybe, I don't even know how old I'll be, maybe 35, 36, will I not like it again? Will I like it again? I don't know. But it really made me think like I need to reevaluate stuff as I go along. I can't just say I didn't like it with one child, so we're not doing it again on my part. I already know to do that with my kids, right? If one likes it, one doesn't, we switch it up. But I had to think about it with me because I thought, oh, some of these stories are horrible. And I read them last year and none of the stories were horrible to me. So that means that I changed. And now I know I've matured and I've shifted and I've moved and things like that. But my daughter loved all the stories too. And so it just made me really think like I need to be reevaluating even things that I say that I don't like or that I don't think is useful in my own life. So what do I say? How do I recommend it? I say this is a yes, and I also say this is a yes. I think they're both great. And if you don't like one, do the other. If you don't like the other one, do the other. But be open to switching it up and reading them again and trying them again because I was just floored. Like I couldn't even remember. Like I remember being like, I didn't like this story, but I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. My phone just died on me. But I was like right in the middle of something, right? So I guess what I'm saying here as I finished up is that both of these are great choices. Both of these are good. If your kids are enjoying them, go for it. If they match along with the stories and with the theme of what you've been learning, go for it. And if you didn't like it, see it in a couple years again. Wait a little while. Read it again. You might hate it even more, but you might like it. And it really has brought into this whole mind shift of mine this year of reevaluating things that I didn't like before and watching them again and reading them again and seeing, do I like them now? Do I still not like them? Do I dislike them for different reasons? But I need to do that. And so I guess I encourage you to do that as well if you want to. But both of these are great. Love them both. And yeah, I mean, like I said, we used this during our letter review. We did what it says to do from the book, you know, read 2 a week, focus on the letters, focus on the stories, use it in your writing and I think in first grade you're not writing or your copy work. You're doing copy work and you're doing the letter, right? How it's done in the page. And if you actually are looking at this saying, I have no idea what these books are even like. So like here's an example of In the Nail, right? And so you would do this on your chalkboard or on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper for the main lesson book for your letter N. This is set up differently. This is not as cut and dry as this because it's not a curriculum, it's a book. But it's in the same way as, let me see if I can find N because it's not set up as letters, it's set up in chapters. So I'm pretty sure this is in, yeah. So this is in right here. And so see, this is just chapter 14. So it's not letting you know, oh, this is the letter N. But the chapter is about the letter N, and that's the N that they find in the book. Oh, let's see what it is. Mother Nature, I think. So like there's the picture. And so you could take that and have your child copy off the N. I mean, you could do that too. But we did both, and I really like it. I think it really helped. This was really enjoyable. I read this with all my kids and they really liked it, and they liked guessing the letters and guessing what's going to happen, and they enjoyed this story. So there you go. There's I've wanted to do this for so long. There's my review on both of the letter alphabet books that you can do in first grade for Oak Meadow. Have a great day, guys.